Hello, I'm Simone Plaut. I'm a naturopath, nutritionist and health and safety expert, and I'm here to talk to you today about folic acid. I'm sure you've heard of folic acid. It's a really important nutrient, or vitamin B9, folate, methylfolate, folinic acid. There's various forms, but folic acid is actually a synthetic version of this important vitamin. It's not something that occurs naturally in our bodies. And it is now, to prevent birth defects, being added to the flour that's sold in the UK. Now, folic acid is synthetic. It is certainly useful for about 60 to 70% of the population, but there are a sizable minority, somewhere between 30 and 40% of the British public, cannot actually convert folic acid to folate and make use of it in their bodies. And there is a delicate symphony of vitamins that are needed in our bodies for neurological health and other aspects of our health. So it's very important that we do have folate included in our diets, particularly for pregnant women. Absolutely essential. Otherwise, there is a risk of neurological defects for their babies. But folic acid is synthetic and it isn't suitable for everybody. And by the dawn of 2026, folic acid will be added to fortify all the flour that's sold in the UK, non-whole grain flour. So it's being fortified. So the folate, the natural versions of folate, are present in substantial quantities in liver. But for people who are vegan or vegetarian, they won't be eating liver and they won't be getting that particular source of folate. It's also available from dark green leafy vegetables, but only if they're fresh. And most of the stuff we buy in the supermarkets no longer is fresh, so that's really unfortunate. So for the majority of people, folic acid is a really helpful addition, but for some people it is actually worrying and not helpful at all. So for people who've got B12 deficiency, and unfortunately that's something that can happen quite regularly for people who are vegan or vegetarian, B12 deficiency comes from animal foods. So you could be short of B12. That can cause all sorts of neurological problems. And for people who've got certain types of digestive problems, so they can't absorb B12, people with, for example, who've had bariatric surgery, people who've got a certain type of gastritis where the lining of their stomach is damaged, they can't absorb B12 because there's a special chemical made in the stomach, intrinsic factor, which is needed to absorb B12. So there are people who are short of it. And if you receive folic acid and you have a concurrent deficiency of vitamin B12, then you can end up with a serious health issue. So this is something you need to be aware of. There's information available from various charities and excellent books. And it is important to clue yourself up on this and find out about it, because it could be an emerging health problem, particularly as all of our grain foods are going to be fortified with folic acid, which isn't suitable for everybody in the UK. Thank you for listening. There'll be more information posted with this video. You've been listening to Simone Plaut, naturopath, nutritionist and health and safety advisor.